In today's video, I'm going to show you the 3 main areas that you must optimize if you want to unlock amazing performance and efficiency on a daily basis. As well as have more energy, clarity, and focus, you can make millions in your business. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. If you have to force and convince yourself to work every single day and you're procrastinating and putting your tasks off to the next day, as well as you feel like you don't have any willpower and you have a lot of resistance and you're also forcing yourself to think and stay focused, then this video is going to show you how to actually solve all of these things and also find the root cause of all of these symptoms, right? And why you're experiencing these in the first place. And of course, there are many reasons why you may be experiencing these things, but the biggest one out there is energy. And it all goes back to energy because motivation, focus, and willpower go hand in hand with your energy levels. If you have high stable energy, you feel better, your willpower is high, and you are in the flow, and everything is just easier when it comes to getting the work done and also communicating and going on calls, and just everything just runs smoothly. Lack of energy makes even the simplest activities like unloading the dishwasher, paying the bills, or talking to people even more difficult. Here are some common symptoms of energy deficit: fatigue, fighting food cravings, brain fog, inability to focus, trying to manage your life and work at the same time, experiencing decision fatigue, inability to finish the work that you've started, as well as procrastination. So if you find yourself in this list, then you might be struggling with energy. So it doesn't mean that you are broken, or it doesn't mean that you're lazy or there's something wrong with you. You simply don't have enough energy in the tank. And in this video, I'm going to give you pretty much everything that you need to supercharge your energy levels. So before I dive deeper into that, I want to clarify why this is important. And essentially, when you have low energy, then your body goes into self-preservation mode, which means that your brain tries to save what little energy it has for crucial functions, like, for example, survival and making sure that you're alive and alert. And it's not going to help you progress towards your goals and working on your business, right? So that's why when you don't have energy, your body and your brain tries to save it for tasks that it actually needs in order to survive. And you can go ahead and try to achieve your goals and progress in your business, but you're going to feel like crap, and that's guaranteed because I've experienced this myself as well as my clients. They paid before working together, they paid little or no attention to their energy, and they were pushing through their days, through their work, and they felt like they're hitting this wall constantly, and they're just trying to push through the wall with so much resistance and energy they didn't have, and it didn't result in anything. They're making little to no progress, and if they made any progress, it was they just felt even more miserable and even more tired. So yeah, that's just one thing that I want to get across. And also the fact that when you are going to achieve those goals and dreams and everything you have while you feel horrible, then you're not even going to have energy to enjoy it, right? So that's why making sure that you have constant high energy is really important. So what you can do to fix it quickly? Well, you have to ensure that you have surplus of energy on a daily basis. And to achieve this, as well as the high levels of performance and completely transforming yourself, you need to focus on these 3 areas, which I'm going to cover in more detail in this video. And those 3 areas are your mitochondria, gut microbiome, and fuel. Fuel, which means essentially nutrition. So let's start with mitochondria. So mitochondria are essentially part of our cells, and they create ATP, which is energy for our cells that is needed for us to thrive. And your brain needs a lot of energy to think, to make decisions, to learn and pretty much memorize everything that you've learned. And energy is really important, not just for you to physically move, but also for your brain to function. And the cells in your brain are filled with mitochondria, which means that they are the power supply fueling your entire system and allowing you to work efficiently. So when our neurons are in energy deficit, we experience cognitive drop, fatigue, and essentially brain fog. And mitochondria are crucial fuel source required to keep us fully charged and alive, and without them we would essentially die. So that's really important to remember. Here are the 10 actionable steps that you can do to boost your mitochondrial health. So number 1, you reduce your toxins in your food and in your environment. Then you can also focus on lowering your stress and your cortisol levels. You can do an oxygen therapy through effective exercise and circulation. You make sure that you have optimal hormone levels. If you don't know, go test it and you'll see what you can do from there. But that's also very important. You want to prioritize drinking filtered water instead of a tap water. You can buy a water filter, or you can buy some sort of a water bottles with minerals. They're in the glass bottles, not plastic, because plastic will be in the water that you will be drinking, and that's not very healthy. Then you also want to test for food sensitivities, ensure magnesium levels are optimal. If you don't know, you can do a mineral deficiency test and you will be able to see it from there, and you can supplement accordingly. Then also you want to make sure that you are having high quality sleep each and every night. And also when it comes to exercise, you want to prioritize some sort of a high intensity interval training that is fast, takes around 15 to 20, maximum 30 minutes. That will also help to boost your energy and cells in the mitochondria. So that's really important. And lastly, rely on fat instead of sugar when it comes to what you eat. Okay, now let's talk about the second area, which is your gut microbiome. And your gut microbiome consists of trillions of microorganisms. And essentially there is this saying that your gut is your second brain. And that's very true. Your gut and your brain are interconnected, and what you eat really matters. And also your microbiome and what you eat and your gut health also dictates how energized you are, as well as it dictates your mood and focus levels. So let's go through some actionable steps that you can do to improve your gut microbiome. And we start with eliminating. And eliminating, what I mean by that is that you want to get rid of artificial sweeteners that are harmful and full of chemicals. Also, you want to avoid processed foods like fried foods, packaged foods, and pre-made meals, and a lot of snacks that are, with a lot of ingredients inside. Then you also want to avoid refined sugar, alcohol, also processed grains, and anything that you've been consuming that that's not good for you. There's this little hack that I told to my client whenever he was, about to buy something and he wanted to know if the food or if the ingredient that he's buying is good. And I told him that whenever he reads the ingredient list and he sees like these ingredients that feel like they were made in the chemical lab, then it's a red indicator that you need to avoid those foods. So whenever you see something that you don't have in your cupboard, or your grandma doesn't have in the kitchen or something like that, or she doesn't even understand what those ingredients are, then you want to avoid those foods and ingredients at all costs. Right, next one we have including probiotics and prebiotics in your diet. So when it comes to probiotics, you want to include foods such as kombucha, kimchi, kefir, and sauerkraut. When it comes to prebiotics, some of them are onion, garlic, greener bananas, and chicory root. Some of these prebiotic foods that I mentioned, also, of course, there are others like, for example, asparagus and such. These are also the causes of imbalances in your gut microbiome, and it can also cause like IBS and uneasy gut and stomach pain and stuff like that. So you want to test and see what works for you, because I can say right now that the great prebiotic is garlic, but garlic actually makes you feel worse. So you want to test it out and see for yourself. And the best way to actually go about nutrition and improving your gut in general is to take a gut health testing kit, like for example Viome, and you'll be able to see what your body hates and what your body tolerates, and from there you'd be able to customize your meal plan and nutrition plan and go from there. So you'll always have good microbiome, and you always know what foods to eat and what foods to avoid. When talking about supplements, there are many supplements out there, but I'm going to mention these 4 that are the most common when it comes to improving your gut microbiome. And the first one is magnesium, and magnesium is also great for relaxation and sleep. Next one we have L-theanine, which is an antioxidant. Third is glutamine, which keeps the lining of the gut intact and healthy. And last one we have fish oil or flax oil. Another thing that you can do to improve your gut microbiome is fasting, and if you can train yourself to eat 4 hours after you wake up and 2 hours before, and you can stop eating 2 hours before you go to bed, that's a great start. You don't have to be super strict with it. You don't have to go 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating, or whatever. It's entirely up to you. And fasting essentially increases the diversity of microbiomes in your gut, and it's very helpful because an imbalance of gut bacteria is the most common cause of gut issues. And imbalance of a gut microbiome can cause like a lot of energy issues, and that's why you will find yourself fatigued with low energy, low focus, and brain fog. So this is a really important point. Another benefit is that fasting keeps the lining of the gut intact, and around 80% of your immune system is found in the gut lining that can be essentially self-fixed by just fasting for a certain period of time consistently. I made a video in the past about nutrition and what to eat as an entrepreneur for high energy and focus, and I mentioned that I don't fast anymore, as well as I recommended that to my clients, because sometimes you will experience this crazy dip in your blood sugar levels, which will actually cause you to feel lethargic and unfocused, and everything is just gonna be all over the place. So you can just go ahead and test it out for yourself. But if you are on your journey to essentially fix your gut and optimize your gut microbiome and stuff like that, then you can go fasting for a certain period of time, like 3-4 weeks, even more, and more if you need. But if you feel like you perform better when you eat high protein and high fat breakfast that is very nutritious and stuff like that, then you can do that. And lastly, we have exercise. So you want to incorporate at least 25 minutes of any exercise or movement every single day. Exercise will help with the blood flow and help your body process the food. On top of that, movement helps you reduce stress, and stress could be from working, overtraining, poor diet choices, caffeine overdose, and the environment that you're in. Alright, and last one we have mental state, and a lot of gut issues that result in the brain fog can be caused by the mental state, because it goes also the other way around. When I mentioned that your gut and your brain are connected and what you eat matters, the same applies to like the mental state, because your mental state directly impacts how your gut is, and essentially it can create a lot of gut health issues from there. So a lot of stress, worry, and anxiety and overwhelm can impact your gut, and it can cause a lot of gut issues. So that's why it's important to have a daily unwind protocol in place and incorporate some of these activities like meditating, journaling, walking in nature, or anything that makes you feel good and also reduces the stress. Alright, and the third area that we're going to cover for this video is fueler, which is nutrition and what to eat for success, and also what to eat to improve your energy on a daily basis. So number one, you want to make sure that you remove sugar and processed foods from your diet, and this will help you get rid of the body and brain toxins and also inflammation. Then you also want to focus on foods that increase your microbiome diversity, which we covered in the previous slides, which is probiotics and prebiotics like pickles, kimchi, kombucha, and unprocessed yogurt. And also include MCT oil in your diet, and you can pour yourself a tablespoon in your coffee or in your tea or in your smoothie. And that will also help you prevent constipation and help you avoid energy crashes and constant snacking. Next, you want to eliminate foods that cause you discomfort and foods that whenever you eat them after you feel brain fog, fatigue, and headache, as well as mood changes, as well as sluggishness. Fuel up with fats, include some avocado or high quality cold pressed olive oil in your diet, and this will not only skyrocket your energy levels, but also help you curb your cravings and avoid, snacking on sweet and salty foods. Eat anti-inflammatory foods like green leafy veggies, beets, blueberries, broccoli, chia seeds, coconut oil, salmon, pineapple, ginger, walnuts, turmeric, celery, and bok choy. Exclude anything that causes you sensitivity, and as I've mentioned in previous slides, you want to get a food sensitivity test to really see what foods won't give you inflammation and won't give you pretty much hard time. Eat diverse organic fruits and veggies, drink filtered water, and switch trans fats and vegetable oils for olive oil or avocado oil. Next, you want to prioritize omega-3s and less omega-6, but both of them are essential for your body, but you need to find the right balance, and the right ratio to it is 2 to 1. So 2 omega-3s and 1 omega-6. Too much of omega-6 can cause the body to retain water and raise your blood pressure, which leads to black clots and then it leads to strokes. We want to consume foods with antifungal properties such as coconut oil, garlic, ginger, lemons, limes, olive oil, pumpkin seeds, and pepper. These foods will help you fight off bad gut bacteria in your gut. And lastly, keep activated charcoal on hand. So it's been used for years for certain types of poisoning. So whenever you, for example, have sushi for dinner, you want to take a little bit of charcoal to prevent poisoning from being absorbed from the stomach in the body. That's everything for this video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment in the comments below, or you can just reach me directly on Instagram. The link is in the description. You can also check out some free resources that I've linked in the description as well. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.